This is the CBS Sunday Night News with Russ Mitchell.
And good evening. With 6 weeks to go before Election Day, the gloves are coming off in the race for the White House. While the president took the day off from the campaign trail, Bob Dole again blasted the administration's drug policies and accused the president of having a liberal agenda. But it was the left-out man from Texas who is fighting back in court. Sandra Hughes has more.
Bob Dole emerged the winner in the presidential debate battle, getting Ross Perot excluded from the debates. On the campaign trail today, Dole sounded triumphant.
They've agreed on the dates and the places, and we'll have the debates, and we'll be there.
But Ross Perot was throwing some nasty punches.
Man, he has been rude and arrogant in this in a way that I have never seen him act before. I guess he's desperate.
President Clinton had no comment on the debate decision today. His campaign says they fought a bitter battle to include Perot in the debates. The Dole camp denies there was even a fight. They claim that Perot's fate was decided early on by the Bipartisan Debate Commission.
We followed the recommendations of the commission.
Without crucial debate airtime or the ability to buy 30-minute infomercial time, Perot is modifying his approach, creating 3 new 30-second TV ads which have yet to be aired.
76% of Americans want him in the debates.
But that's not what the latest CBS News poll found. When voters were asked about including Perot in the presidential debates, only 43% were in favor of a 3-way face-off. While the Debate Commission's decision is final, Ross Perot isn't accepting it. Tomorrow, he'll file a federal lawsuit asking for an injunction to stop the debates, unless he's included. Sandra Hughes, CBS News, Washington.
In Moscow, Russian medical officials are being uncharacteristically candid about the health of President Boris Yeltsin. Yeltsin was scheduled to have heart surgery this week, but now that is in doubt. Jonathan Sanders reports from Moscow.
President Yeltsin's heart surgeon said on Russian television tonight that open heart surgery on the Kremlin leader could be delayed for up to 2 months because Yeltsin is in worse shape than previously acknowledged. The ailing president himself informed the Russian people earlier this month that he had decided to have a heart operation, and he announced it would take place at the end of September. But tonight, Yeltsin's surgeon, Renat Akhturin, explained that a committee of doctors will meet this week to decide whether or not Yeltsin is healthy enough to survive surgery. We will see how ready the patient is for the operation, he said. It's clear now that the Kremlin has been covering up the severity of the 65-year-old president's health problems. Yeltsin all but disappeared from public view in the middle of the presidential campaign this summer, and since then has been seen only in brief TV appearances. The official explanation, Yeltsin was exhausted from campaigning. Dr. Akhturin now says Yeltsin suffered a heart attack in late June or early July. To make sure the president gets the very best medical advice, the Russian doctor has invited the world's most experienced heart surgeon, Houston's Dr. Michael DeBakey, to offer a second opinion. DeBakey arrives tomorrow and will help decide whether it's worth the risk to operate on Boris Yeltsin. Jonathan Sanders, CBS News, Moscow.
And still to come on the CBS Sunday Night News, a private wedding on a private island for John F. Kennedy Jr.
Uncomfortable shoes are for dummies. Spa shoes are different. They have Easy Spirit cushioning and support. Spa, the shoes that let you move. New from Easy Spirit.
You know what I hate? Pain. That's why I love Aspercreme. When I get mine on muscle aches, I just rub it in for fast relief that lasts for hours. And it's odor-free. Why live with pain? You're gonna love it. Aspercreme does not contain aspirin.
Sparkling ship on crystal water is coming.
Absolutely. It was so much fun.
The perfect lobster is coming.
Our waiters, they would do anything for them.
Perfection is coming.
A gift from the captain.
Memories are coming. An island you can call your own is coming. You've got some Royal Caribbean coming.
A new cancer treatment, surprising information about asthma, why everyone's having cosmetic surgery. What do they all have in common? They were all on the new CBS Morning Show. Watch and see why there's more to this morning.
A member of one of America's most famous families tonight has confirmed the sad news for millions of female admirers. The so-called sexiest man alive has left the single life behind. John Roberts has details.
Cumberland Island, Georgia, an exclusive reserve for nature and the Carnegie family, was the site this weekend for the very private wedding of America's most eligible bachelor, John F. Kennedy Jr., and fashion executive Carolyn Bessette. The wedding was strictly off limits to the media.
Photographers and reporters have been very briskly escorted off the island.
Among the world's most photographed celebrities, John Kennedy Jr. has lived with reporters chronicling his every move since his father occupied the White House. His relationships, including a long-term romance with actress Daryl Hannah, have been fodder for gossip columns.
I understand that that's part of the game. I have not offered folks a lot about myself, so you know, people traffic in the stuff that they know about, and that's kind of fun.
His courtship of Calvin Klein PR executive Carolyn Bessette has been no exception. Saturday's wedding took the public by surprise. Rumors have swirled over the past few months that he and Bessette had gone their separate ways. Rumors that peaked a few weeks ago in Chicago when he hosted a party for his magazine George without Bessette at his side.
Is it true? Is John Kennedy over there?
Yeah, he's here.
Have you seen him?
No, I know some people who have seen him.
A man who has alternately shunned and embraced the spotlight now shrouds himself in secrecy. America's most eligible bachelor, media mogul, now married man. Another page in the Kennedy legacy. John Roberts, CBS News, New York.
Film star Dorothy Lamour, who immortalized the sarong, died today at the age of 81. Lamour made about 60 films, but she was best known for The Road to Bali and 6 other road pictures, starting in 1940, playing the sultry sidekick of Bob Hope and Bing Crosby.
Rope up in the air, climb up and disappear. It's nothing. It's sort of a mass hypnosis.
Dear Robert, it was great talking to you. You know I've had trouble sleeping lately, so I went out, like you said, and got Unisom. I don't like the idea of taking something, but even the pharmacist said Unisom's not habit-forming, so not to worry. Anyway, I wanted to tell you I got
a wonderful night's sleep, the best in weeks. And I feel lucky to have a son like you. Love, Mom.
It's a great time to be Silver because you're over 50 and you haven't lost your edge. Now there's a Centrum made just for you. Centrum Silver for your changing nutritional needs. Centrum Silver. It's a great time to be Silver.
Before you take another Tylenol, you should know clinical after clinical shows on tough pain, 2 Advil work better than any 2 extra-strength Tylenol. Over 30 million people trust Advil to safely relieve pain. Ask your doctor. Advil just works better.
Defense Secretary William Perry said today that from all the evidence he has seen, Iraq is backing off from a confrontation with the United States. Perry said the U.S. may withdraw one of 2 carriers currently deployed in the Persian Gulf. Pope John Paul celebrated a final Mass in France today before returning to Rome. At least 200,000 worshipers attended the outdoor services at an Air Force base. The Pope is scheduled to have surgery in about 2 weeks to remove his inflamed appendix. Astronaut Shannon Lucid is about to return to Earth from a record-breaking 6 months in space. The shuttle Atlantis undocks from the Russian space station Mir tomorrow. It is the first step toward a scheduled Thursday morning landing in Florida. There is a lot going on down here on Earth this week as well. Here's a look ahead. Monday is the deadline for O.J. Simpson's lawyers in the wrongful death civil trial to present evidence that the Los Angeles Police Department tried to frame Simpson for the murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman. Tuesday, President Clinton travels to New York to address the UN General Assembly and sign a treaty to stop the proliferation of nuclear weapons. Back in Washington, the Federal Reserve Board holds a crucial meeting to decide whether to raise interest rates. Wednesday on Capitol Hill, the National Security Committee holds a hearing on U.S. Bosnia policy and the impact last week's elections may have on how long U.S. peacekeeping troops stay. Thursday night, it's a harvest moon. A lunar eclipse will be visible over the eastern 2/3 of the country beginning at 9:12 p.m. Eastern Time. And Friday, the members of the 104th Congress are scheduled to adjourn for the fall and head home, most of them to campaign for re-election. And next Saturday in Seattle, a follow-up to the UN 4th World Conference on Women. First Lady Hillary Rodham Clinton is scheduled to take part by satellite. Experiencing a dramatic drop in membership, there is word tonight that the National Rifle Association in recent weeks has laid off some 30 workers, about 10% of its workforce. NRA officials also say the group has suspended production of its weekly hour-long cable television program.
With hemorrhoids, sitting can be torture, but Hemorrhoid has a pain reliever that works on contact. Preparation H doesn't. Hemorrhoid shrinks swelling and relieves burn and itch. It's complete enough to tame the toughest seat. Only Hemorrhoid is this complete.
Some extraordinary things take place in this ordinary town. Like Arlene, reaching for her cat. Or Otis, stretching for that air filter. They're extraordinary because all these people have arthritis pain. And they all use Ultra Strength Bengay. They use it because today it's the only leading brand with 3 pain relievers for deep heating relief that helps them do extraordinary things. Turn up the heat on arthritis with Ultra Strength Bengay.
With hemorrhoids, sitting can be torture, but Hemorrhoid has a maximum strength ingredient to shrink swelling. Anusol doesn't. Hemorrhoid stops pain and relieves burn and itch. It's complete enough to tame the toughest seat. Only Hemorrhoid is this complete.
And finally this evening, it was invented as a cheap stopgap to help Italians get around after World War II. 50 years later, the lovable little scooter is still going on all cylinders, as we hear from test driver Alan Pizzi.
What may be the most successful baby boomer in Europe just had a facelift. The Vespa, the scooter synonymous with La Dolce Vita, the easygoing lifestyle of Italy, was born in the garage of one Enzo Piaggio at the end of World War II. 600 journalists were invited to a 50th birthday party designed to show that in spite, or perhaps because of her past, the lady whose name translates as Wasp still has the curves of Marilyn Monroe and the spirit of rock and roll. Audrey Hepburn laughed her way across Rome on a Vespa driven by Gregory Peck in Roman Holiday. Ads have always portrayed the scooter as harmless anarchy on 2 wheels. Maybe that's where Italians get the idea that rules don't apply when you're on one. Salesmen hail the Vespa as a contribution to a better life. A youth with a girl on the back of one would agree wholeheartedly. Anyone caught in a Roman traffic swarm, however, might think otherwise. The Vespa was to Italian teenagers what the jalopy was to their American counterparts. The first taste of freedom. Now it's a cult. It's how you meet your friends. And better than a mall is a place to hang out. And if you haven't got a dog, well, walk your scooter. Today's scooters are supposedly environmentally friendly and as safe as 2 wheels can be. Which isn't saying much, considering that it's only in Vespa ads where everyone wears a helmet. In Italy, the laws are loose, and cutting what Italians call a bella figura is paramount. So it's safety be damned, cool image, full speed ahead.
Which means that even a baby boomer who ought to know better can pretend that all you really need is 2 wheels, and Audrey Hepburn will be waiting in the next piazza. Alan Pizzi, CBS News, Rome. Ciao!
And that's the CBS Sunday Night News. Later watch CBS News Up to the Minute. Tomorrow on This Morning, the latest on Ross Perot's challenge to the plans for the presidential debates. Thanks for joining us this Sunday evening. I'm Russ Mitchell, CBS News New York. Good night.
CBS News. American soldiers in the Kuwaiti desert. It's tough, it's tedious, and it's hot. Very hot. That's why the Kuwaitis never go near it.
We don't go to the desert. No, never. We don't do it. For what purpose?
A striking contrast.
5 Rolls Royce.
Did he say 5 Rolls Royces? Monday on the CBS Evening News. CBS. Welcome home.
This Subaru Outback is pretty impressive.
Not wrong there.
It gets better gas mileage than a Cherokee, holds a turn tighter than a Blazer.
Don't forget acceleration.
Acceleration?
That's right. Go 0 to 60 faster than an Explorer.
Competition must be worried.
Oh, yeah. They're scared stiff. Subaru Outback, the world's first sport utility wagon.
It's very peaceful underwater.
I love the freedom. I was at a different bank before, but they didn't value my time or my business, so I switched my checking account to Seafirst, and it's been great ever since. Seafirst doesn't have a monthly fee for their versatile checking account, so it leaves extra money to go diving. That's what I'd much rather be doing.
Checking with Seafirst can be very rewarding. Ask about the special offer on long distance from MCI.
It's taken an entire year to build. Along the way, things were changed, rules broken. Now it's finally ready. Announcing the Dodge Summer Clearance with great deals on every 96 Dodge Stratus left in stock. Plus, get $1,000 cash back or low 1.9 financing. Better act now, because summer clearance means our best sales year is nearly over. See your local Northwest Dodge dealer today.
How long did the seizure last? Every year, thousands of children are seen in emergency rooms like this one, having been unintentionally injured by the ones who love them the most. As an ER physician, I have seen many infants who've been injured by the simple act of shaking, which can cause serious brain damage, seizures, and even death. Next time you feel frustrated, take a breath, take a break, but never shake a baby.
The Simpsons, weeknights at 7:30 on KIMA TV 29.